Welcome to the 4th edition of the Oak Leaf Sports Report. I'm your host, Sean Dougherty, and as always, I'll be updating you, the Bear Cub faithful, on all of your sports scores and news from the past week, as well as what to expect from the week ahead. And where better to start our show than with the Lady Bear Cubs volleyball team, which once again went undefeated last week, taking down Sierra in 5 sets by the scores of 25-17 in the first match, and then lost the next 2 sets by the scores of 20-25 and 24-26, but came back to win the 4th set by a score of 25-22. And in the tiebreaker, the ladies came through and finished off Sierra by a score of 15-11. Then, on Friday, took down Sac City in 4 sets by the scores of 25-9, 25-15. They lost the third match 24-26, but then came back to win the final set 25-18. In a note from the Sierra match, the ladies had their impressive 25-set winning streak snapped in the match victory. The ladies are 6-0 in conference play and 17-1 overall on the season. The Lady Bear Cubs take their perfect league record to Sacramento on Wednesday the 19th to take on American River at 6:30. And this is the only match for the volleyball team this week. To the water, where the Lady Bear Cubs water polo team had a good showing last week. The ladies took down Delta in Stockton by a score of 9-4 on Wednesday, and then in the crossover tournament split their 4 games, beating San Mateo by a score of 7-1 and Cabrillo 5-4, but lost to Merced 7-14 and Foothill 5-6. The ladies are getting a lot better after a rough start to the season and improved their conference record to 3-2. Despite having the overall record of 7-14, the ladies have a solid chance of making it to the playoffs this season if they can continue to play well in conference play. Up next for the ladies is a conference doubleheader against American River here at the JC Wednesday the 19th at 5 p.m. The men's water polo team didn't fare as well as the ladies did in the week, and after beating Delta on Wednesday by a score of 17-15, the team went into the Custa tournament and was hit by a 4-team rogue wave. The Bear Cubs lost all 4 of their matches, being defeated by Orange Coast 7-18, Citrus 9-14. Then Ventura took their turn with a 4-17 drubbing. Finally, Custa had their way with the men and took that match by a score of 5-18. Things couldn't be worse for the Bear Cubs in the water and need to get back on track when they take on American River Wednesday the 19th here at home at 5 p.m. This weekend, the men travel to Huntington Beach for the Golden West tournament and really need a strong performance to get them prepared for the upcoming Big 8 conference tournament. The men have a conference record of 1-2 and are 5-10 overall. To the grass and the women's soccer team, who had an impressive week winning both of their games this week, beating Cosmos River 4-0 on Tuesday the 11th, and then defeating Sac City 5-0 on Friday the 14th. The week's victories extend the winning streak to 5 games for the Lady Bear Cubs, who this week take on Modesto on Friday the 21st here at the JC at 3:30 p.m. The ladies are 4-1-2 in conference play and have a 9-1-2 overall record. The men's soccer team takes on Foothill in San Jose on Tuesday the 18th at 4 p.m. and then travel to San Bruno to take on Skyline at 3 p.m. on Friday the 21st. Both matches are non-conference games, and hopefully the men can continue to build off of last week's great defensive performance. The Bear Cubs head into the week with a conference record of 1-2-1 and are 2-4-2 overall. Before we get to the gridiron and your Bear Cub football report, I, your host, last week told you to get ready for the Clo Classic, which I had said was Saturday the 15th. However, I had made a mistake regarding the scheduling of the time of this game. I want to apologize to the team, the school, and the fans of the Oak Leaf Sports Report for this mistake. In fact, Saturday, the Bear Cubs took on a very tough San Mateo team who went on to shut out the Bear Cubs in San Mateo by a score of 38-0. And being the first of 5 conference games, this was not the way the team wanted to start out the conference schedule. This Saturday, the 22nd, the Bear Cubs take on an extremely tough offense of Butte College in the Clo Classic. Butte likes to spread the field with a versatile receiving core that has 6 wide receivers with over 100 yards receiving and all 6 having scored at least 1 touchdown. This will prove to be a tough challenge for the Bear Cubs secondary. View averages over 40 points a game, and the Bear Cub defense must play a lot better than the showing against San Mateo if they want to bring home a victory in the Clo Classic. And finally on this week's show is my pick for Bear Cub Athlete of the Week. This week there was only one selection for the honor, and that goes to Lady Bear Cubs volleyball sophomore Taylor Nelson. The sophomore is now in the top 10 in the league for kills and has helped lead the ladies to yet another undefeated week. Congratulations, Taylor. Thank you again for joining me, Sean Dougherty, your host of the Oak Leaf Sports Report. And make sure to come out Saturday night for the Clo Classic and watch the Bear Cubs take on San Mateo at 7 p.m. Tickets are $6 general admission and $4 with your student ID. Be sure to check out our show at theoakleafnews.com and as well as on Facebook. Go Bear Cubs!